This website right here might be spying on you. I know that's a bold claim to make, so let me give you some context. This is insecam.org. Insecam is a portmanteau of insecure and camera. And that's exactly what this website is. If we scroll down, we can see lots of insecure cameras from security cameras quite literally all around the world. I mean, let's take a look. United States. We got Sweden, Estonia. Haven't heard of Estonia in a long time. We got Romania. Everywhere. Russia. You'll keep seeing things from all around the world. Okay? So the premise of this website is it exposes insecure security cameras. What does that mean? An insecure camera is one without a password. Okay? So for example, we are looking right now at, now that I clicked the image, we're going to look at an actual live camera feed from, I don't know where this is. Let me see. It's in Sweden. Okay. How are we able to access this? Well, let's take a look at up here. Okay, I'm going to highlight the URL in the search bar. Notice these strings of numbers, 109.228, blah, 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 blah. That is an IP address, okay? Security cameras are often known as IP cameras because they use the internet protocol, that's IP. Okay, so this IP address is used to access the feed for this camera. That's not malicious in and of itself, okay? You use the IP address to access websites as well, all sorts of websites, Google, Yahoo, etc. But in this case, clearly this is not a desirable kind of thing that we're able to do for the camera owner, which is, being able to access their camera feed live right here, right? They probably don't want us to be looking at, well, I really don't know what I'm looking at here, but they probably don't want us to see that, right? But, we can keep looking at some more. So if we go back to Instacam, okay, how about let's take a look. This seems to be, unfortunately, someone's house. Very scary stuff right here, right? I mean, this website has gotten numerous kinds of complaints for, obvious reasons. As you can clearly see here, this is someone's house, so clearly there's an issue. So I'm going to explain to you, how do you prevent this? Well, based on their FAQ section, they actually tell us. They're so nice as to tell us. One is, set a password to your security camera, please. Okay? None of the cameras here, they claim this, and this is true. Okay? They claim that the cameras they're showing on this website are not hacked. That is completely true. Okay? You don't need to hack to get access to security feeds. Okay? You only need a camera without a password to get into it. What they're essentially doing is they're scraping through like a database of sorts. They're going through, hundreds, thousands of IP addresses. Remember the IP camera. They're just searching them, okay? And they're just searching for ones that are not secure, that do not have a password, which simply allows them to post it, on this website. So just as you, the owner of the camera, can view it through your web browser, the camera feed. Anyone without the password, if you didn't set a password, anyone without the password can also access that same camera feed. So that's the first tip. Set a password to your camera, please. Okay? You don't want anyone, just some random Joe Schmo looking at your camera. You're probably aware of privacy as a concept, and you don't want that, right? Let alone, on a website like this that literally anyone can see. That's really not ideal, obviously. So we can look at the most popular section. They really like to make this like an interesting site. I don't know. No, I don't think that's the right way to put it. It really is kind of messed up. But here is one popular camera view. This is presumably of like an animal. There's some like, it actually says right here. It's a 24/7 live stream of a Japanese giant flying squirrel in Tokyo, Japan. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Now, obviously, not all of these things are benign, right? Not all of it is a giant flying squirrel in Tokyo, Japan. No. You can definitely get some, more. What's the way to put it? Just like bad. You can see some worse things, right? Things people don't want you to see. So the message is, if you have a security camera, make sure that thing is secure, right? Set a password. Do not let your camera feed end up on this website. I mean, look at that. Like, look at this. Live camera in Nagano, Japan. Another Japanese camera, apparently. Okay. You look at this one. Like, this seems to be like it says right there, yeah, it's a hotel. You don't want to... it's a public place, but, like, you don't want to end up here. Set a password. Okay, so they do list, actually. I mean, this is, like, kind of crazy. They literally list the location of the camera. They can track that down. Okay, you see this map. This is an interactive map. They can literally pinpoint the location of that camera. So, theoretically, people could find you. Does anyone want to find you? Likely not. You're probably not that important for them to do that. But the idea is you can be tracked. So that's something to think about. They also list, as I got a little sidetracked, they also list the manufacturer of these security cameras. So Panasonic HD, that's one of them. I know a really other common one, I can't find it here right now, but I know another really common brand is Linksys, Linksys. Now, the brands themselves are not at fault for this, insecurity. It's really not on them. It's on the user to set the password. Is it the user's fault that their camera is on here? I would be hesitant to say it's their fault because, they might not know. But in a sense, yes, it is their fault because, remember, you can only see these if you set a password. I'm not trying to, victim blame here. But what I am trying to get at is you control whether your camera is on this site or not. Okay? They have bots scraping, to find IP addresses. Like, here's a billboard in the United States, They have bots just scraping to find all these active security cameras. It's up to you, really. It's your responsibility to make sure you aren't the next person who's on here. And that really is just as simple as setting a password. They can't break your password. They're not going to try to. That's hacking. That's illegal. Like I said, this is already very morally gray for obvious reasons, but they haven't, the website itself has not been taken down because it's not, clearly illegal, It kind of straddles that line, but it's not there yet. But yeah, you can see, quite scary. Set a password. That's literally all you need to do. Don't end up here. That's all I have. Goodbye.